Well, hello, and welcome back to the Chamber Vibes podcast. I'm your host, Foster Garrett, Director of Marketing and Events for the Bedford Area Chamber of Commerce. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, let me tell you what's going on. Every week, I interview a different chamber member to find out what they do and why they do it, right here at Watts Creative Studios in Bedford, Virginia. Before we get to the actual podcast, though, I want to tell you about some upcoming chamber events and other things. So the very first thing that we have is today. We will be having the Bedford Candidate Forum from 5:30 to 8:30 at Liberty Middle School. Doors open at 5 p.m. There is no registration fee or anything. This is free and open to the public. And you can see all of the candidates that will be speaking on our website. We have quite the roster. Town Council will be going on from 5:30 to 6:55. We'll have a 10-minute break. And then after the break, we will put on Board of Supervisors, Virginia Senate, and the House of Delegates candidates. So if you want to hear from people who will be representing you in the upcoming X amount of years, you should come to this event. It's tonight, 5:30 to 8:30 at Liberty Middle School. It's the Candidate Forum. The very next day, tomorrow, we will be having our last Live at 5 of the year at Magnolia Mountain Realty. Live at 5s are our very beloved after-hours networking event. They are free and open to the public. There's no registration necessary. We always tell people, grab your business cards and grab a friend and come on down and enjoy some food, a giveaway prize, and mingle and mix with plenty of business people and just citizenry in the area. It's a great way to meet people, and I always really enjoy all of our networking events. And Magnolia Mountain Realty is located on Longwood Avenue in Bedford. So right in town, come on by. We'll be there tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. And again, it's our last Live at 5 of the year. We are also holding a ribbon cutting this Saturday for Bridge Street Cafe's second anniversary. This is going to be during Centerfest on October 28th at 1:30 p.m. So stop by, go enjoy all the festivities, but come by Bridge Street Cafe. They're going to have some good eats. It's going to be good times. And it's definitely worth going to the cafe if you've never been before. It's honestly shocking that it's the second year of being here because it both feels super, super new and like it's been here forever. The very last thing I want to talk to you about is our Christmas market, which will be held on Saturday, November 4th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Elks Home in Bedford. We are so excited for this event. This is my boss's favorite event that we do, and we do a lot of events. There's a lot to choose from. Last year we had over 400 people come see us. This year we're looking forward to having even more. If you'd like to be a vendor at this event, you can actually register by this Saturday, October 28th. And we have extended the deal from last week, so there is discounted registration for all vendors. We're going to have food trucks, hot chocolate, gonna have the lights at the Elks Home start going up September, but they don't get turned on until December. But we plan to get a little bit more use out of them this year. So come out and check them out. It's gonna be a really nice time, and Spring Oak, the new owners of the Elks Home, are so excited to have us. All right. Well, I think that's all that I wanted to say. If you want to learn anything else about any of our events or anything else that we have going on, we have a full calendar of events on our website, which is bedfordareachamber.com. And if you have any questions, you can always call us, email us, come by the office. But without further ado, please allow me to introduce today's guest, Bill Kitts with Innovairre Communications. Good morning.
Good morning, Foster. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Thank you. Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
I understand that you like podcasts, so this is kind of exciting.
Very much.
Well, good.
First time I've recorded, but I'm an avid listener.
Wonderful. Well, hopefully all the people that are listening today, or whenever they're listening, will think that this holds up to the other great podcasts out there.
Exactly.
Well, before we kind of get into the question and answer portion, can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and about your business?
Sure. First, I work for Innovairre Communications. I'm the Senior Vice President of Operations for what we call our Virginia operation. Mm-hmm. And I've been in the printing industry for 38 years.
Wow.
And have been part of Innovairre now for a little over a year. And relocated here to Lynchburg for the opportunity to manage our operation here in Forest, Virginia.
Well, excellent. So, and you told me that you've been with Innovairre for a year. So can you tell me a little bit about what drew you to this position? What made you want to uproot and come here?
Sure. One is Lynchburg, to me, is a quiet community,
Uh-huh.
okay, that is all its own, and it doesn't have a major highway in or out.
That's very true.
So as a result, I still think it has that down-home,
Yeah,
small city feel to it.
for sure.
And I like the fact it's a university town.
Hmm.
And the biggest draw for us was we're closer to family.
Yeah.
I have 4 kids, and one lives in Charlottesville with 2 grandchildren. Actually, one and one on the way. And then the others are in Charleston and Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
So
wow.
this was closer.
Yeah, definitely. And where were you before this?
Before, I lived in Winchester, Virginia,
Gotcha.
but was working in Piston, Pennsylvania.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What was the commute like for that?
That was 3.5 hours. So I stayed there during the week and came home on weekends.
You're
That was the other reason.
You're crazy.
That was the other reason for coming to Lynchburg.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're happy to have you. I hope you've been enjoying it so far.
very much. Very
Yeah.
much.
So-
Wonderful community.
Oh, good. Well, tell me a little bit more about Innovairre.
Sure. Innovairre Communications, Foster, is a worldwide leader in fundraising and supporting nonprofits and agencies. We service more than 500 charities across 5 continents. Okay.
Wow.
Each year, we help our clients raise more than $5 billion.
That is wild.
Well, we provide digital marketing, personalization services, and testing methodologies, along with digital print and direct mail capabilities. So our business here in Forest, Virginia, is the direct mail portion, the manufacturing
cool.
portion of Innovairre. Yeah, we have one site here, another one in Mount Pleasant, Iowa, and another manufacturing operation in Mexico.
Wow. So we're one of 3.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about direct mail? What are some of the things that everybody does, at the Forest site?
Sure. Direct mail, or the actual operation in Forest, is where we do all of the planning, job planning. We do all the printing, and we even make our own envelopes.
Oh, wow.
So we bring in all the raw materials, the paper, the ink, and we do all the printing, and then we do all the folding and the inserting into envelopes, and the actual stamping and mailing.
A lot of work.
Yeah, we put out roughly about 13 to 15 million pieces every month.
Every month?
Comes out of Forest, Virginia.
Geez, how many people do you have working at that location?
We have about 136 employees.
Oh, wow.
Yep, working across 2 shifts. So we work the manufacturing operations start at 7 in the morning, and they work until 11 p.m. at night across 2 shifts.
Wow.
And then the other staff and members, all that are there during the day. It's a 5-day-a-week operation, sometimes 6.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, that's a lot.
It's a lot of people. Within each area, we kind of split it up. When I look at the different segments of our business within Virginia, we've got what we call the direct mail operation, which is, purely the printing, the folding, cutting, inserting. And then we've got another part of our business that we call ISP, and that stands for Innovairre Specialty Products. There, we're mailing out acknowledgments. So if someone has, been a major donor, the customer or our client will send out acknowledgments. So we do that business, and we also have what we call a Gen Pen business. To me, that's an interesting part of the business with the technology. This is where we actually do the handwriting, the actual handwriting and scripting that you see on envelopes, or that you see in letters, and even personalized. This is done with a bank of computers. We have 92 of them.
92 computers.
Each one with a separate Bic pen hooked up to it onto a mechanical arm.
Yeah.
And it does the actual handwriting based upon the fonts that we create and that we sell.
That is really cool to me. Y'all can't see my face right now, but I genuinely love this podcast.
It's something to see. It's something to see when you see 92 computers just sitting there with a big pen, just handwriting each one.
I normally don't tell people that I want to come see like their facility, but I really want to see that. That's really cool.
We'd love to have you, Foster.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I've always wondered, because when you pick out, the the envelope with the fake handwriting on it, you get a little tricked for a second, and then you wonder how they did that.
Yes.
So I've always it's just always something I've wondered. So that's really cool.
The fonts and the software is actually created from actual handwriting.
Yeah.
And it kind of randomly chooses the characters. The software does, and then creates creates like a scripted font, but is personalized.
That is
and
really
it looks like
interesting.
handwritten. Yeah.
Well,
we buy a lot of big pens.
I bet. Well, very cool. So Innovairre, you guys mostly support nonprofits and agencies. Do you also work with a lot of corporate businesses?
No, primarily our business segment is primarily nonprofit.
Really?
We do some work like with Dow Jones, is a client of ours here in Forest, but most of our work is done with Samaritan's Purse. Billy Graham Ministries is a big client of ours, and we do a lot of work with a company called Lifeline Screening. So while I would say that's not nonprofit, Lifeline Screening is a company that sends out pre-screen notifications and testing.
Gotcha.
That can be done, and that's their business operation, and we support them with the direct mail side.
Yeah. So anything that is like very mission or value based, you guys are very interested in supporting.
Yep, and the nonprofit as well is our biggest segment. Our motto is we like to say we help people who help people.
That's excellent.
That's a motto printed in our workplace.
Well, I love it. You guys, it sounds like you really live to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fulfilling business. For the time that I've been in printing and in the industry, I've printed from magazines, books, telephone directories, different parts of the printing industry I've been through. This is probably the most rewarding because of the end product that we're dealing with. Knowing that we're helping someone who is actually reaching out to people for money to help others. Samaritan's Purse, one of our major clients, is a prime example of that. When a hurricane hit, or the hurricane that happened in Hawaii, or the fire in Hawaii, we immediately, Samaritan's Purse immediately went out there with an alert. We had to mail it out within 2 days, 1.2 million pieces.
Oh, wow.
Within 2 to 3 days, so that they could get funds coming in to help that fire in Hawaii. So those are the things we do.
Yeah.
To me, that's very rewarding.
That is definitely, that's one of the things that I love about my job as well. I feel like if you can actually make a difference in no matter what it is, it could be making just somebody smile, but
exactly
anything that just is fulfilling like that, it makes it so worth all the long hours, all the crazy things.
You're so right. And what I've really learned to like about the community and our employees is that they're dedicated to this. They will work the long hours through our peak season, which is now.
Oh, really?
Now's our peak.
Oh, holidays.
And, holidays coming.
Oh, yes.
And all the letters, and we even get into Christmas cards.
Really?
With fundraising efforts.
Excellent.
They send out Christmas cards. So we're in the busy season, but everyone is dedicated. Everyone is working longer hours. They know this time comes, and they're dedicated to it. It's been fun for me being new to this type of a business, just sitting back and watching that occur.
Yeah. So what can you tell me a little bit about what type of print industry? Were you working for a very big location like you are now?
I was. One of the operations I was in before I came here printed puzzle books.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. Yeah. And a major distributor was Dollar Tree.
Gotcha.
So we printed a lot of one-color puzzle books.
Oh, yeah.
Operated a large warehouse with a pick and pack operation, and would send out random boxes right from there, primarily through Amazon and of course Dollar Tree. But some of the other ones I was part of was a business that printed Newsweek magazine back in the day of when you had weekly magazines.
Yeah.
And Us Weekly, and I was part of a large operation in Stroudsburg, Virginia, where we printed and distributed, over 2.4 million magazines within a 3-day period every week.
These numbers, I don't even know if they're like extremely wild for like what you're doing, or if it just sounds like very impressive to me, but it's very interesting. It's very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's a
wouldn't
lot
think
of
there's that
work.
much behind printing,
No, you
and
wouldn't.
what goes into it.
Yeah,
Just a simple magazine or a simple book
yeah,
or a package that you get in the mailbox.
very true. Well, what do you like about printing? What got you into it in the first place?
Um, my first draw was to manufacturing.
Mm,
When I got out of college, I just had this desire to make things.
mm,
And I gravitated to production operations because to me they were very simple. You have a goal, you have a target,
mm,
and then you try to achieve it. If you don't achieve it, why?
mm,
And so that drew my interest.
mm,
And being, pretty mechanical in nature as well, working with equipment to get it to run better or continuous improvement is always what's drawn my interest.
mm.
So I immediately drew to manufacturing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to hear like why you enjoy it versus why I enjoy my job,
Yeah.
because we have similar reasons, but the way we are is very different.
Yes.
So I like my job because I get to do a lot of problem solving and I get to make a lot of things and work with a lot of people and help shift us towards advancement in that way.
Yes.
But you like it for the opposite reason.
I do.
Because you're task driven.
Yes.
That's
and,
awesome.
And that's where I get my rewards
Yeah.
personally every day, or watching a business succeed,
Mm-hmm.
knowing we're having a good year and seeing it on the financial statement.
Oh, yeah.
um, or actually tearing apart, the P&L statements of a business,
Mm-hmm.
understanding where the weaknesses are
Mm-hmm.
and resolving those issues. To me, it's exciting.
Oh, yeah.
That gets me up every day.
Oh, yes. Well, good. So I assume that since you do love the problem solving and advancement, what are some of your goals and challenges for the next year, 3 years, 5 years?
As Innovairre looks at our business,
Mm-hmm.
and being a niche business that pretty much services nonprofits,
Mm-hmm.
we know we're going to have the peaks and the valleys
Mm-hmm.
of that industry, which is also impacted by our economy. So the challenges that Virginia is going to face coming into 2024 is, number one, retaining our skilled employees.
Mm-hmm.
So many businesses in this sector and across the country in manufacturing
Mm-hmm.
of what I call the hourly jobs where
Mm-hmm.
people are actually doing the work that we all benefit from.
Yes.
Okay. They are becoming less and less.
Mm-hmm.
As people age, we have a very aging workforce. And as they leave the business, it's very hard to replace them.
Mm-hmm.
And our equipment is not brand new. So as a result, we have to train and retain individuals that we're bringing into our business today. That's a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
That's a challenge to motivate somebody to say, hey, in 3 years, you can be this, you
Mm-hmm.
can do this. They're a big part of our workforce wants instant gratification.
Yes.
They want to see the benefits of their work today, now, not what it looks like 3 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
So manufacturing, to me, is going to struggle. That's going to be a challenge we're going to face. The other challenge that we're going to face is understanding what our capacity levels are
Mm-hmm.
and where our peaks and valleys are as the economy changes.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have valleys, it's going to become critical that we can manage our cost.
Mm-hmm.
Where we have the peaks, we have to be able to ramp the business up very quickly. I think we're going to see more of that in 2024 than we did this year.
Mm-hmm.
We went through a very low valley and peak right around April, May, June, July timeframe, and then it ramped up quickly as we started hitting the peak in September. Next year, I think it's going to be worse. I think we're going to hit a higher peak, and I think we're going to have a lower low. I see the swings getting a little deeper.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things that you are considering to help bolster, your retainment of skilled employees, help recruit and train everybody?
Yeah, the toughest challenge.
Yeah.
First thing that we're building and actually creating is what we call a training/wage progression program.
Okay.
So when somebody comes in new to our business, they know that this is your starting pay. And we tell them within 6 months, you're eligible for another increase within a year. And there's certain skills they have to attain along the way, getting them up to an operator. And if they achieve those things, here's your path you're on and here's what you can make.
Very nice.
So we call that our wage progression scale.
Yeah.
And we have that built now for every job classification in the plant.
That is something that is so simple, but
Yes.
so efficient and so needed.
Yeah. And we just started.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, this is something we just started within the past 2 months.
And how's it going so far?
So far, good. The employees that we've talked to and where we've made the changes have been very receptive.
Good.
And this is one of those programs you're not going to see the benefit of it today, tomorrow. I believe we're going to see this a year from now. We'll see the benefits. But right now, I believe our workforce is excited by this because they know they're on a prescribed path. They know that the business cares.
And they know that there's a future for them.
Yes. And that we're going to invest in them. We're going to do the training to get them to these levels. So
the investment, that is what I think. There's a lot in my brain, like with what you've just told me, what we've talked about. The instant gratification. I feel like that was exacerbated by COVID greatly because we couldn't look past the end of the day. There was no future. And now we're having to unlearn that, but that's not going to just happen overnight.
Exactly.
And there's so many issues also that the pandemic exacerbated. It didn't create a lot of these issues. It just made them way, way worse. And I know that at my previous job, they had lost a lot of their skilled and knowledgeable workforce, and they had no standards of procedure. And so I was never formally trained. And because of that, it creates the cycle of, oh no, what do I do when this happens? Oh no, what do I do when this happens? And it makes you start looking elsewhere because you don't know what you're doing. Nobody else knows what you're doing.
Yes.
And they can't help you. And so if there's no way to be secure and knowing what you need to achieve, then you can't progress.
Exactly.
So it's just the cycle of it.
Foster, that said, and the big thing that you said in there is you don't know what you're doing. The next person doesn't know what they're doing. Why would you want to be in that environment? Why would you want to be in that environment? That's a terrible environment to be in. Yet the business that I'm part of, that's what we've experienced. When that skilled person leaves, we've not had adequate people to step up. So the challenge has been, how do you push through that and avoid those situations?
Yeah.
We've got some of them now that we're dealing with. And I'm hopeful that this is one step that's going to, make us different or unique.
Yeah.
Even though it's a simple process, from a manufacturing standpoint, we have to be competitive with the people that we're going after. Our recruiting efforts, we have to be competitive, not only with wage scale, but I have to know that I don't offer them a great work environment.
Yeah.
They're in a floor that's noisy. They're on their feet 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day. It's not a great environment. So I've got to do something different to attract those people to want to be part of my business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
it's hard. And COVID did make it worse, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of businesses shut down. Everybody kind of pulled into their own environments.
Yeah.
And businesses either survived or failed. I didn't see anybody, if they made it through those time frames of COVID, they're a strong business today. If they didn't make it through, they were weak. I don't see that medium business that skated by.
Yeah.
They were gone.
I agree with that. I would say most of the people that I have on the podcast, we all have something to say about COVID. We're all still feeling the effects. It's ridiculous to think otherwise. Some of them, they scrape by.
Yes.
And they're rebuilding now. Others, they flourished during COVID. For whatever reason, for their business, it suited them. Or something happened that they were able to flourish. But the people you don't hear from are all the ones that shut down.
That's right.
And there are a lot of people, when I first started this job, there was a lot of cleanup that we had to do. And so we had all these businesses that seemed to be members with us, but they had closed or something else had happened during COVID. And just we had to touch base with every single one. And it was so sad.
So you had to go through and really update your list, didn't you? And scrub it without knowing.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. It wasn't me personally. Wow. Michelle Watson, our office coordinator, who was amazing and has great attention to detail. That has been her ongoing process for about a year.
Wow.
So yes, COVID hit us hard too. We're still recovering, but we are so excited for next year, like you are, because we've actually had time to go through all of our events, live a full year of what the chamber is supposed to be. And now we can plan for next year and just continue to succeed and use what we've learned. And
that's great.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yep, I can say that we're doing some of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Through COVID, the business thankfully stayed open.
Mm-hmm.
And while the business didn't flourish, there was a lot of expense because of broken supply chains.
Yes.
We could not get paper. So many times we were buying paper up front, knowing we couldn't get it for 4 or 5 months. So there was a lot of expense that we're still working through now that we had to deal with. Primarily cash flow was a huge problem for us.
I believe
that time frame.
Not being able to get paper for 4 to 5 months is insane.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yeah.
COVID it really felt like the end of the world.
It really did. And then, we all experienced the ramp up.
Yeah.
That was very, very hard.
Mm-hmm.
So 2023 is the first year I've seen that we're kind of coming out of it. Mm-hmm. And we're all looking at this, or I'm looking at this and saying, okay, what's next?
Good.
What is next? And as we look at 2024, to me, 2023 was a year of stabilizing.
Mm-hmm.
So the business is healthy. It's surviving. Mm-hmm. It's secure. It's profitable. What's next? And that's what 2024 will bring.
Well, wonderful. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to seeing Innovairre continue to grow, and I will be coming out to your facility.
You have an open invitation, Foster.
Thank you. This is another question I should ask. Is your facility open to the public?
We don't do guided tours for the most part, but yes, we are open. Anybody that would like to tour through, we are more than open to that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And what are your hours?
Our hours are primarily, the plant opens up at 7.
Okay.
Okay. And for visitors and things like that, our front office area is open from 9 to 5.
Wonderful. All right. And are you taking new clients at the moment?
Yes, we are. We have some capacity, though the next 6 weeks we'll get through
crazy.
peak.
Yeah.
But yes, we are taking on new clients. All they have to do is just check in with our office. We've got a sales team that's ready to assist them, as well as when they're actually doing business with us, and we've secured the client. We've got a wonderful, wonderful service team that takes the job from start to finish and walks the client through all the various steps of the process, including helping them make up their art.
Oh, cool.
And also helping them with all the design issues.
Well, very nice. And is there a phone number that anybody can call if they have any general questions or inquiries? It's okay if you don't know it.
I don't know it off the top of my head.
That's okay.
I'm so sorry. It's in my book.
Hold on.
Yep.
Can y'all tell that I have my...
You are awesome.
I always like to drop the phone number right at the end because it's so helpful. Okay, I've got it right here.
You do, thank you.
I do. It's 434-534-8000.
That's it.
Wonderful. Well, if you guys have any questions for Bill, or if you're looking to do business with Innovairre or just learn more, you can call the aforementioned number. Bill, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you so much for your time, Foster.
It's been course. Great. Awesome. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to add before we sign off for the day?
Nope. Just wanted to thank the chamber. And again, being new to the area, Innovairre is not a new business. We've been part of the chamber for a while, and I thank you for your efforts.
1997.
Yes.
I looked it up.
We've been around with you for a long time.
Oh, yes.
And I just wanted to thank the chamber for their efforts and what they're doing with this community. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Well, if anybody else has any questions for the Chamber, you can give us a call at 540-586-9401. And keep an eye out for the next Chamber Vibes podcast.